Okay, so what I want you to do is go ahead and do the left side, which are these three problems. I'm going to pause the video so you can do that. Okay, so you should have done it now. You should have already paused the video and done the ones on the left. So I'm going to go over those. So let's look at the first one. So if you look at it, they intersect at the same y-intercept, but they are not parallel and they're not perpendicular. So it is neither. The next two, whenever they're graphed, they look like they intersect at a right angle. The way that you can double check, remember, your slopes should be opposite reciprocal. So if we have a negative 1/3, if we flip it and change the sign, then we should get 3. So that means they are perpendicular. You do need to put that little right angle right there. And I want to remind you about something on the calculator. So let's go ahead and graph this one in the calculator. Clear out the memory of your calculator real quick. Second plus 7, 1, 2. Second plus 7, 1, 2. And then go to y equals and let's put the equations in. So we have it in y equals, so go to graph. And remember, these are supposed to be perpendicular because according to our slopes, they're perpendicular. According to our graph, they're perpendicular. But look at them in our calculator. Does that look perpendicular?
No.
If we turn it sideways, that does not look perpendicular. And the reason, do y'all know the reason why? Look at your x and y axis. They're different, right? They're different increments. So what we have to do, remember yesterday we talked about it? We're going to go to zoom and then square it up. When we square it up, our length and width are the same, remember? Because squares have the same length and width. So the same thing with the graph. We're going to square it up so our x and y axis are the same. So go to zoom and go down to number 5 or just hit number 5. And now they have the same increments. So anytime it doesn't look right on your calculator, just remember, go to zoom and look for the one that says square. So now does it look perpendicular? It looks a whole lot better. Okay, so let's go to the third one. Y equals 3 over 5x minus 3. So I've already graphed that one. So the next one, we need to solve for y. So we're going to divide by 5 all the way through. So it's y equals 3 over 5x minus 2. So when we graph it, we'll start at our y-intercept of negative 2 and go up 3 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up 3, 1, 2, 3 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down 3 over 5. Down 3 over 5. So these have the exact same slope, which makes them parallel. Okay, let's look at the right side. So y equals 4. What is the slope whenever you just have y equals 4? Is there any slope? Does it have an x plus b? No. So what's our if there's not one? It's 0. And our y-intercept is 4. What does a 0 slope look like? Hoi. Horizontal line. So go to the y-intercept at 1, 2, 3, 4. And draw yourself a zero slope. Think back to slope, dude. Okay, let's go to the next one. 4y equals 6. That is not solved for y. Draw your line down your equal sign. We're going to have to divide by 4. So 6 divided by 4 is 1.5. This one doesn't have an ilm-x either. It's y equals 0x plus 1.5. So 0 slope, again, is Hoy. So we're going to go up to 1.5. So it's halfway between 1 and 2. And draw our line. So they both have a slope of 0. Same slope means parallel. Let's go to the next one. Y equals 7x plus 2. So our slope is 7. Our y-intercept is 2. So we're going to start at 2. And it'll be 7 over 1 is our slope. So up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over 1, 2. No, why'd I do 2? It should be 1. Sorry. Should be 1. Here we go. All right, now go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over 1. The next equation is not solved for y, so we're going to do that. Draw your line down your equal sign. Move the x over. So we're going to subtract x on both sides. Are you with me? So it's 7y equals negative x plus 8 because we cannot combine those. And then divide by 7. If it's negative x over 7, what should be the slope then?
-1.
Negative 1 over 7x plus, 8 over 7. That's kind of ugly. What is 8 over 7? That's an ugly decimal. So let's keep it as 8 over 7. We're not going to change it to a decimal. We're going to keep it like that. So we've got to graph that. But the great thing is we have a calculator. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this into y equals and then go to the table and find some points that we can plot. Okay, so let's go to y equals, clear out what's already in there. And then put our equation into y equals. So alpha y equals negative 1 over 7 x plus 8 over 7. And then to go to the table, we're going to hit second graph. See how that's in blue and it says table? Second graph. We want whole numbers that we can plot. Easy. We're not going to look at the decimal ones. Let's just find our whole numbers that we can plot. 1, 1, right there. So I'm going to put that right here, 1, 1. And I'm going to plot that. Right 1, up 1. Now I'm going to go through. Oh, 8, 0 is the next one. But really, don't I know that my slope is -1/7? So if I have 1 point, I can go down 1, right 7. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that should be at 8, 0. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So once you have 1 point, then you can do your slope. So that was 8, 0 though. And then you can take that 1, 1 and we can go up 1, left 7. Because we're doing the opposite. Up 1 and left 7. There we go. Okay, does that look perpendicular? Looks pretty good. Look at our slope, 7/1 and -1/7. Are those opposite reciprocals? Yeah. So this is perpendicular. And we could look at that in the calculator, but we're going to go ahead and go on to that last problem. So y equals 5/6x minus 6. So we'll start at we'll write our slope and our y-intercept down. So we need to graph our y-intercept at -6. And then go up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then see if we can go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank you.
I'm stupid.
So you start at the -6 and then you rise 5, run 6. Okay, let's look at the next one. X plus 5y equals 4. That's in standard form. So we need to solve it for y. So subtract x on both sides. And then divide by 5 all the way through. So since it's -x/5, it's -1/5 x plus 4/5. So let's go ahead and change that to a decimal. 0.8. So we could plot it as close as we can to 0.8, or we can do like we did up here, put it into y equals and find some points from the table. What do y'all think? Find some points. The graph. All right, let's go to y equals -1/5 x plus 0.8. And the reason I did 0.8, but I didn't do that on the last one is because this one terminates. The last one was a non-repeating. It was a decimal that went on and on. Okay, so we have this. So we'll look at the table. So it looks like it says 40. So over 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0. And then,
9 negative 1.
yeah, 9 negative 1. Negative 1, 1 also. 1, 1. And then 9, negative 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. And then from any 2 points, we can do our slope, rise over run now. So instead of going down and right 5 to get to the other side, I'm going to go up and left 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Okay, do these look perpendicular? If you look at your slopes, they are opposites. One's positive, one's negative, but they are not reciprocals. So this is neither. So you're going to go ahead and glue this in your journal on that next page.